Hello everyone again. Good afternoon. Let me see. From it's are you all guys or is all of it is are you a lady or yes?
I'm a lady. Good
Okay, alright.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Okay. Okay, so that is nice. So let's let an overview of backend in general. So this time I'll be going. It be depends to using Python to build backend APIs basically. So we're using Django, yeah. So we'll just go over basics of Django, um, how we work with it. Since you're basically to know like the architecture and all of that. We'll also do a brief setup of Django. Like so just an intro class into working with Django basically. But I can see this is like week 1 to 2, so I'll do a bit of this today. Then we'll finish it up next week. So let me see. Okay, let me start with Django itself. So this is documentation. Okay, this is the overview. So let me explain. So yeah, sorry if I'm talking too fast. My mouth is a bit all over the place. So if I just go to Django, I see that this is the website. So Django is a Python framework. Yeah, and it's open source as well. So now most frameworks like Django, they have a documentation which is over here. Yeah, so now one thing to know about Django is that Django on its own, it isn't used like you can't build a press with just Django on its own. So and that is because Django is monolith. Let me say that something is a monolith system, like by saying that that framework can be used to build both backend and front end without building APIs necessarily. So like a similar example is Laravel with PHP. What happens is that both the front end, like you write your HTML and CSS, and you also write backend logic inside the same framework. Yeah. So if you're just doing Django on its own, you would have to do a bit of HTML and CSS as well and using JavaScript because it is monolith. But then that is where Django REST framework comes in. This so Django REST framework is what enables us especially build APIs with Django, and this is what we'll be using mostly with Django for the all of the bootcamp. Yeah. So we won't necessarily be writing any front-end code ourselves, none of that. We're just using the parts that concerns us. But I'm just mentioning it because you might love it or you might want to go into that on your own. Yeah, so Django REST framework is kind of also a framework, but it allows us to build REST APIs with Django. Yeah, and you can even go as far as learning graphing Django. So that's also a framework that allows you to build GraphQL endpoints with Django as well. So Django is a very open framework. Yeah. So let me see what I was doing. Okay, let me just go to installing. So I think in the last class we asked you guys to set up a few things. One of them was um setting up a virtual environment to work with. So I will just go over how to install Django and how to set it up like a basic setup of Django. So I've used the documentation for that. Let's see, so installation over here. So it's just a simple quick install Django most of the time, as you see here. Did you even write it here? Okay, let me just go write myself. I have a lot of things. So this is my terminal, yeah. So like I'm using Windows, but basically like all my take whatever is Linux. Yeah, so I'm using WSL. It lets me use Linux inside Windows. So you might see me typing Linux kind of syntax, even though this is all going to just clarify that. Um, are you guys still hearing me at all? Or I don't know. I've
You
not
can hear you.
checked. Okay, okay. Any questions so far? Or should I keep on going?
Yes, you can continue. Is this like the Django documentation or like
Yeah,
where to
yeah.
install?
As like this is Django documentation, so that you can just go over it bit by bit. I can,
Okay.
yeah. So I'll first start by creating a virtual environment because like I have multiple projects across multiple languages. So like I don't want to have a situation whereby I have two packages clashing with each other. So I usually create a virtual environment first before doing anything at all. Let me just let me just load that have I done. Okay, okay, let me make it down to let me call this week one. Let's call it demo safe. Demo. So now what I'm doing is like I'm just making folders and I'm going into those folders basically. Yeah, so it's are you guys used to this? So like I have to explain this. What I did here so far.
Yeah, I know what you're doing.
Okay, okay, cool. So I'm using ppm as my virtual environment. Yeah, like I don't really fancy virtual env. So this is what I prefer. But you can use whatever you want to use. So I'll just create the virtual environment first. Then before I now install Django. Uh, let me see.
Sorry, wait. You said we have to install. I'll be create a virtual
Virtual
environment.
environment, yeah.
Install Django.
Like you like okay, let me explain. So like it's not a most before you install Django, but like that's what is recommended. Because if you are working on multiple Django projects, you might be using different versions. So if you don't install them in their own virtual environments, you have to change the version whenever you are working on a different project, and that is very stressful. Like so installing it
Mm,
into the virtual environment makes your work easier when you have multiple projects that you are working on with multiple versions. That
okay.
is just it. Why this thing is 15 time? I don't know how this thing issue last week. So yeah, it doesn't really take this much time. This is great. Uh, no, Technical. Okay, okay. So now I'll store Django now. So no, okay, no, it's on your end. What you do is pip install Django. Yeah. So if I'm getting the call, okay. Yeah. But because I'm using pipenv as my virtual environment, I would have to use pipenv. Joseph is okay. Ask. Joseph, your hand is up.
Yeah, my hand is off because my battery is not going to carry me through the next 5 minutes of this class. So I wanted to ask if it's going to be recorded.
Yeah, I'm recording the call right now. I hope that doesn't break, but yeah, I'm recording the call.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Alright. So I was saying on your end, you need to just do pip install Django. Yeah. Now when you do this, this will install this latest version of Django available. Like we're currently on Django 4.2 something. Let me see. So the Django 4.2. So I can see now there's Django 4.1, 4.0, all the way to 1.8 self. So depending on which I will call it, my mind to use Django 2.1 or Django 4.0. If say I'm working with Django 4.0 now, what I have done is to do if you install equals 4.0 and if you install that will have version number for me. Just want to be on the call. Let me see. Yeah, but I'm using pipm anyway, so let me just use pipm. Let me install version 4.0. So this shouldn't take too long. Now when you install, yeah, after you install Django, now I have to like create a Django project. So that is using Python mind the provide start project or something like that. Where is this thing? Let me just go, there should be a tutorial or something right here. Should be a tutorial. Okay, so it's done now. Then let me open it in VS Code first. So you have this a blank slate. Yeah. Oh. So now if I want to start create a Django project, so I'll use Python manage .py start project. Then the name of the project. Okay. Is that my microphone? I just want my phone mic is on. I don't think that is mine. Okay. Let me just use it. This is better. Sorry. I just want it to be easier for us. I'll do this over here. Ah, there it is. Now that is actually at this point. So now what we have is an empty folder, and in that folder, so to start a new Python, a new Django project, we use Python manage.py start project, then the name of the project.
I have a question.
Yes, what happened? You're asking me.
Okay. The question is from your command line.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you go back there, you ask,
Okay.
is Django admin start project you use?
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to remember it. Thank you. So
No, but that's not my question. My question is that on my Windows computer, whenever I activate the virtual environment, the virtual environment path is usually script slash activate, something like that. But yours is Beam. I thought Beam was for Mac computer. So how were you able to do it?
yes,
For yours to be
I'm
Beam
actually
slash
using
activate.
I'm using Ubuntu actually, not Windows. Like
Oh,
I'm using Windows, but this is
okay,
WSL. So this is actually Linux.
okay. Windows will put script slash activate instead. That's why I was
Exactly.
asking. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you for clarifying.
You're welcome. Okay. So let me just create this here. So the command that command is actually Django admin start project and then my site. Oh, so like now this my site can be anything. Like it depends on you. Like if you're working on let's say a to do app for example, and if your name is to do and anything, but the main command is Django admin start project then my site. So then whatever I want to name it over here. So that's what I did here. Django admin start project demo. But the issue with this is that example now since I am already inside the demo folder, this will create another folder inside that folder. So now I'm doing demo. So it doesn't make sense like this. So oftentimes what I do is instead of just doing this, when I'm already inside the folder, I add the full stop after it here. So let me delete this. Hmm. How did I even this name again, sef? Um, how to use manually. Command. So now doing it this way, how it won't create that extra folder straight again from so now I can see that the manage.py command is outside here. Now this is our Django project. So what it does is it creates a folder for us. Like this is our project folder and it creates a manage.py file. This manage.py file like it's basically what wants our command. So like while using Django, we're doing a lot of manage.py this, manage.py that. So this is the manage.py file that should be referencing while running many of those commands. Now let me explore this 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 okay, let me start from the setting of PI file. So setting of PI file, so this contains all your settings for your application. Like this is usually one of the most important parts of your app. So if like this is where you change many of the settings. For example your security key, for example, this is used for many things. So first thing is okay, you know what you see security warning, keep security key used in production secret. So Django uses this for many things. Okay, Django uses this for hashing passwords. You use this to hash your tokens as well. Yeah, and there's a new key. Like whenever you create a project, um Django creates a new key for you. So like if you create 10 projects, you get 10 different secret keys. Yeah. So and most times you have to keep this key a secret because it is very vital. So like if this key is not taken care of, people can do harmful things to your project. Yeah. So things like this are usually stored in environment variables. Yeah. And then your debug. So this variable is used to determine when you are working on this local or when you are working on it in production. So let me also use to explain this now. If for example now when you are developing locally now and let's say there's an error in your code, when this is set to true, it shows you the error on your page. When it is false, Django doesn't show any exact error, it just shows you if several error for the user to see. Yeah, but that's just one example of what it's used for. But I mentioned that are usually tied to this the box true. So basically when you are developing locally it should be true. But when you are maybe when you deploy this somewhere else, let's say to to server somewhere where everybody can access, it should be set to false. Then allowed hosts. So this is basically another security setting. So now this determines what URLs or yeah, so what URLs can access your app. So let's say someone, example, as it is now, as since it's an empty array, like this app can be accessed from any endpoints at all, as long as it is deployed there. But let's say if I set this to something random and I should run my server here locally, it won't run because it is not under, like it's not inside this allowed host. If I deploy somewhere at, let's say, Heroku, for example, now heroku.com, and I don't include this into the allowed host, even though our app is deployed there, it won't work because that domain name is not in our allowed host. So whenever you are deploying it somewhere, you should always add that domain name as like inside this allowed hosts array. So that's just the way it works basically. So it also works as a security measure. So even if someone is able to your position somewhere else, they can't just access it easily. They can't access the sources easily because that domain name is not included into this array. Then the stored apps over here. So this is basically a set of, okay, let me explain this. So now whenever you create an application, like a custom application, you add it into this array. So these are all inbuilt um apps in Django. So this is like your admin app. That is okay. You come to this start. So this is for admin app. This is your authentication app, content type, sessions, message, and this is so like this is that always default because Django uses this to run the app smoothly. Yeah. But when you create an application, okay, should I create an application now? Let me do it. Let me create an application. Uh, let me leave it first. So like whenever you create an application, you need to add the application here. Don't worry, I'll come back to this particular part. Sorry for this thing. So your middleware is
Sorry,
then
please.
okay. Ask.
That allowed hosts part
Yeah.
that you kept there. Can you have more than one host?
Oh yeah. You can have multiple as many as you
Okay,
want.
if
This
you have like more than like a lot of hosts to put there, will you put all of them there in this list?
yeah, all of them there, but I don't see if I should have more than maybe 5 or 6, yeah. And even that is overkill. But yeah, if you should have 20 to work as well, just add a comma to separate them.
Okay.
Yeah. Then your middleware, this configuration. So like this is just to know like where your main URL.py file is. Yeah, I think I'll explain that. This is your template settings to know where the root template that you use. Like this is for mostly when you are doing frontend as well with Django, with basic Django. WSGI, this is for Dando's, let's see, let's say WSGI. Okay, then databases. So Django has a default database that SQL, like when you try to migrate or make migrations, it creates an SQL database for us to use locally. But when you are deploying your app, it's advised to use something that maybe SQL, MySQL or PostgreSQL because SQL can't handle if you do that once. Yeah, like it isn't built for if use. It's just built for maybe local and testing stuff. But Django uses it for our local development. So that's setting that you have here. Then this is also default passive validation by the source as well. This is language code. Yes. Then time zone settings. Yeah, so for the most part, you want to leave this as it is. Time zone UTC time. Yeah, but you can always change this to make use of Lagos time zone. So if you know that you are going to be developing your app for just Lagos or Nigeria, you can set this to make use of just our time zone here. But if you are going to developing your app to use to serve users from different part of the world, you want to use this and then now let your front end handle the time itself. But it's best to leave this as you see if your app will have multiple users. Yeah. And static URL, this is also to save static files. That is your HTML and CSS. Yeah. Then default autofill. Like these are basic settings, but as you build on, you actually add more and more settings to this file. But this is like the art of application most times. And you are the drive file. So this is just your route. Like this is where you add your, like let's say your domain name is demo.com. This is where you add your slash v1 slash user. I just think this, here you add your demo.com version 1 slash let me see what do I use. If user create, let me see create. So like this is just where you add your URLs itself. Just let me create an app to make this make more sense, because I'm probably talking to the vast ocean right now. Let me see. Okay, nice. And to create an application, it's like when you want to create an application, it's like application are usually when you want to build for just one particular thing. So let's say I've been a to do app, for example. Now we really want to create an application for your users, an application for the for the for the for the to for the to do itself basically. So let's say Python. Oh God, how am I so tired? Divine start app. Yeah, so this is the basic command itself. And when you then this is now the name of whatever you want to create. So let's say what do I call this now? Let me call this main. I think main like class or something. Let me just call this studio basically. Now this will create a new folder for you. That is over here, to do over here. So now this contains a folder for our migrations. So this like these are just files that keep tracks of changes you make to your DB schema. This makes sense if I haven't shown you the database. Okay, but like this just let us say that you create a DB table, for example. Let's say user, so give it a field of ID, first name, last name, and password. This folder is this folder will contain files that will track those changes you make to your tables, so that you can always backtrack and like know that you just keep track of changes that you're making to your database. Like that is what this house is. And this is your admin.py. So like this is where you register your model. So Django has okay, I think I didn't say it before, but Django is also known as a batch executed framework. So what that means is that Django comes with many features for you to use. And one example of that is an admin dashboard. So Django comes with a default admin panel that you can use to just go through your database and edit stuff without having to actually create your own admin dashboard from scratch. So this is where you register those windows so that they will show on that dashboard itself. Also, so like if you don't register windows here, they won't show on that dashboard for you to make use of or interact with further. Then this is your apps. Like you really need to do much. Like this just registers your app for you, but most times like you need to like do anything in this folder. And the model.py, so this is where you actually create your schemas. So like this is where you create the tables that the table will create for you. Yeah, so let's say like this is where you define things like your user table, your whatever table you want to create. This is where you define most of the times. Your table.py, so this is where you write tests most of the time. Not like all the time basically. As the name describes. Your view.py, this is where you write the logic. So like this is probably where you spend the most time. Yeah, to write the logic for how your server handles requests. Yes, like whether you want to, whether it's a get request, whether it's a post request, whether whether it is an update or delete, write everything here. So whether you put yeah, put or I can put or updates, but the right thing there is put. Yeah, so get, post, delete, then put or patch. Yeah, check my put or patch. That is what update does. So like it creates, read, update, delete. So the create there is post, the read there is get, then the update is put or patch as as you need require, then delete. So then you also you also need to add a new file. You like your shareada.py, shareada.py. That's right file. Right file. So this is where, so now the thing that Django or Python itself doesn't store the data as JSON format basically. So what this does for you is that this is where you select that data. So like this is where you convert the data type from Python's object data type to JSON before you return it as a request. And this is also where you convert the request from JSON to Python data type before it now goes on to the views. So most times request comes to the URL, then to the serializer, and then to the views, then back to serializer, and then back to the user out. So this is just the basic file of Django most of the time. So this is your project itself, your settings, your URL. This is what you're working with most of the time. Then your app itself, migrations, you don't really need to do much here, but you might need to change things at times. But you I can tell you like write code inside your PC. This is your admin.py where you register your models. Admin.py where you create your tables, your serializers, then your test.py where you write tests. And your views where you write the logic for the most part of your application. Then let me see. I'm not going too far. Okay. I now I've said a few confusing things, but I guess with me, or do you have any questions before I jump to REST framework itself?
Yes, I do. Sorry, the model you're talking about that you
Yeah,
register, is it the model for database?
yeah. Is it what? What do you ask? Is it what?
Said you register the model in
Yeah,
admin.py.
yes,
So it's the same model for database.
yes. So like it's in that if okay, let me explain. So what you register here, like it won't affect what is in your database. What it will affect is what will be on your default admin dashboard that comes with Django. So even if you don't register it here, what is your DB will be fine. But what this does like is what will show on your default admin page that comes with Django, not your DB itself. You get?
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Then let me go straight to REST framework. Then I'll write a few things that will like make us get the concept better. So this is Django REST framework. So this is what enables us actually write RESTful APIs with Django. I see that requirements are Python and Django, which we already have installed. Then to install DRF, as is called a lot of times, instead of saying the full name, I'll say DRF. We use pip install Django REST framework. Then these are just optional for a few other things that you might want to use. But for now, we're using just this. So pip install Django REST framework like this. Now following the documentation over here, you can see that we have to add it to our installed apps. So over here, there's something I like to do. Like I like to call this. Like I like to add a comment. Let's say third party apps, third party, then custom applications. So many times we're using third parties like this, and when you install them in Django, you really have to write, like, you really have to add them to this installed apps list or array. So like I would like to just like make it clear what is what. For example, now here you need to add the REST framework here. Else, if you don't do this, Django won't know that this package exists in your app. So that's why you have to do this. Then after doing that, so like that's just the main thing there. Everything else is just extra examples. So let me start with creating a simple model. We just make it a drop basically. Should I use this or this? Let me use this. I don't want to. Sorry. So this is especially an old project, so like that's why I'm kind of a bit. It's not the most beginner friendly. Let me just use this for an example. So let me just explain how you write your models most of the time. Now this is user model. Now Django has a default user model that is called this uh, um, abstract user. So now most times you want to usually add something extra to it, or you want to edit a few things. So you have to first import these models from Django.db. Like this helps you to actually define the models as you see here. Then this is the default user. Then we can now write a subclass. Like we can now subclass and create our new class, which we use in Django as our default class. Now this is just defining the field. So this is our image field. Then we call this model.image field. And we have the maximum length 255. Then a unique. Then this unique is saying that just helps us check and make sure that the database that the only one entry of this particular field. Like you can't have two people having the same image because of this. So if you remove this, for example, like suppose that you have two users that have the same username, which you don't want. So they have the same email, which you don't want. So that's why we have this here. It need to be true over here. And the first name, this is a a character field, basically. So we have many fields in Django. There's an email field, there's an integer field, there's a decimal field, a char field as well. There's an alphabetical field as well. So like Django comes with a set of fields, but for this case, I didn't draw the basic ones. Model.char field. So now this just says that you can let this field to be empty when user is filling it. That is to blank equals to true. Marks it as the name describes. Just treat. Then verbose name. So this is let me see. Verbose name. Okay, so I think this is when you're coding. I think this is when you're showing. Let me check. Let me check anything. Verbose name. Yeah, I can't remember that right now. Let me just check. I can't pack everything in my head. Sorry. Okay, I was trying to remember. So you see, man with the brand name of the field. Like there's a few cases whereby like you call this. A few cases where you call this particular field and you want and mention. Sorry,
Is that
guys.
like the
I'm coming. Let me drink water a bit. I'm not feeling too well right now. So give me a minute. Let me get some water. Yeah. God. You saw Zainab, you were saying something.
Yeah, I wanted to ask if that, what's the name again? Something name is the label.
Gabriel, let me go back. Gabriel.
Yeah, what's name?
Yeah, I've tried to actually check for that because I couldn't remember myself. So let's check together, yeah. So if I boost name, okay, I've tried to remember. So that is also in the admin thing. So okay. Let me just add it sort of admin app first. So like what this does is that when you register this model in your admin.py file and you go to your admin dashboard, instead of seeing first underscore name, what is there is first name. So like this makes it easier to read as human beings. I'm showing this on the admin dashboard to show this. You get so like in the model, it's like in the data, like in our database, it is first name. But for our admin dashboard, it should be read as first space name. So that's what this is doing. Do you read that, Zainab?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. And this is an integer field. Now, what this node is doing that node is whether it decides so node decide whether a field can have enough variability. So, like in some cases, we don't want our DB to be able to store no values. By some cases, we want that to be able to happen. So it's similar to blank, but it's not the same thing. Now, what blank does is that blank allows you to be able to not pass in a value. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that this field can store null as a value. So, okay, let me give an example. Let's say that someone join the call. Give me an example. Let's say that you want someone. So this is show your mic, please. Okay. Let's say that you want someone to be able to not fill a field right now, but at the same time, you don't want that field to be known in database. That when you use this. So that is what it is. That is what it's saying. In username field, okay, username. That I didn't copy something properly. Should be username field. No, this is wrong. This name is email. So now this is what this username field does is uh what, let's see it's wrong. I'm coming let me do something. No, I'm getting tired now. you remove this earlier. Like that's like let me do that. Let me just do this. Which I'll repeat examples now. Because so I will like Google Vault. I'm trying to confirm something again. Maybe this one. Okay, okay. Let me go back to this. Okay, so the username field. So this like this like Django uses this for quite a lot of things. But I can't remember the exact one. Um, okay, so one of the things is that this field is not optional. So like this field is not defined here, and that is because it was defined in this class here. Yeah, so like that why we don't define it over in our new class over here. That is one. Then so like Django uses it for quite a few things. Then I think this is like more like a unique in a way, like kind of, but that's not the particular use case. But you really need to pick a field as username field, else you have issues with this user class. Then another thing to notice that Django always creates an ID field even though it's not used. Like whenever you create a model in Django, those objects will always have an ID field, like ID is equals to something. Yeah, so if something is not defined, you just know that for each field you create, there's an ID field attached to it. And now the way Django works is that Django makes it an auto increment, so that the first user has an ID of 1, so the second user has an ID of 2, on. So yeah, so I just know that there's always an ID field somewhere, even though it's not here. So let me, can I show that? Yeah. Then the required fields. This is used when like this is just used to tell Django what fields are a must for the user to fill in. So like we might have more fields here, like extra fields here, but some fields like that might need the user to fill when they're registering. That's what you enter into this place. Your email first name, last name, date of birth. Like we might say like, okay, that let's leave this out. Yeah. But what this will do is that it's you have to Django that tell Django which fields are a must for it, which fields are a must for the user to fill in when registering. That is all that this particular thing does, this requires field. So we're saying that when you are registering that they must fill in their email, their first name, their last name, and their date of birth. That is what this particular option is saying. Now if you remember, I said that when we are doing that we need to that if this is empty, that can put our app from any domain, and that is why this works. Whatever we do here works. But if you should, if you add something, let's say it's your what's this example now, and you should run our app, so that it won't work because you are not on this domain. So that's an example of this. Then notice that this is showing us an error. I should know this error because we set this debug to be true. So if you change this to false, it should behave as if our app is ready, like as if this mission is meant for production, and it just shows an error by the request here. Basically. So that is like that is very like that's what this particular thing does. Like that's an example of what they do here. So I'll just change them back so I can resume pixels. Yeah, this should work again. Good. And let me see. I'm taking down to the show. And then this is the admin dashboard that I was saying earlier. So yeah, I've gone so far. Let me cancel this thing. So yes. Now when you run this command, as my manager run server. So this is what starts our server for us. And so you can see that tells us issues that we have. So no issues. What if our Django version 4.0 using our settings now demo.settings. That is here demo.settings. Using the settings to run our server. Then our server is on 127.0.0 column 8000. So most of the time your local server will be on this endpoint here. Yeah, so even if you copy and paste it, let me see. If you copy and paste this, it should still work. We decide to paste it into our outpost. Then the page data, so we just want just this, and this should still work. You can see it still works. So now the way it is now, if we deploy our app, it won't work because the only allowed us is this. And back to this. So now this is the command to start our server. But before I did this, I ran a few more commands. I ran this make migrations. So now what this does is that it checks our models, and it checks if if any model that we have added here and we have saved, then it now creates a file for it inside our folder here. So that's what this function does. And then what migrate does is that this will now check those files in my migration and now create those tables or modify those rows for us. So that's what it does. So this will check our migration folders here and now make those changes for us to our database. Then I did something else. I did made a provide create super user. Now a super user is a user that has access to our admin database. Like super basically has all access to your app from the and also from the portal as well. So if you go and check our admin portal over here, if you should log in.
I didn't get what you said about super user.
Okay, let me go over it again. Sorry. So super user, like okay, let me create another one now. What this does is that this creates a user that has full access to your application basically. So the user can log into your dashboard. You get, so like if you're not a super user, you can't log into like you can't log into your dashboard basically. That is what this is for. So like this creates a super user for you. This command. Be good to check explain in a different way.
Yeah, I get what you mean by super user now.
Okay. Let me on server again. Let's see. Now this is our default user basically. So it has username, it has a password, then first name, last name. It's like all these here are all default fields. First name, last name, email address, is active, status, spoiler status, and all. So all these fields are all default. Like this is what Django creates for us by default without even writing or creating any models for us at all in our code. So like that's why you didn't see anything like year after the year because we haven't saved this yet. I could just put it here. So now if you should save this, yeah, and you should make migrations again. So let me see. Let me make migrations. So this will create this make migrations. Let me see. Let's go. Oh, no wonder. I didn't add the app here. So whenever you create an app, you after this to your installed apps over here basically. So now you should work. You should have some errors. Yes, okay. Let me change this to why the errors have gone. And this should be the same. Why did it? Sorry, minutes here. The settings for that. Okay, yeah. So when you are choosing the default model, the default user models, we have to change it here in our setting of prior. Like Django is always looking for their normal user model, but because we've changed a few things here, we want to use if you don't change it here, and so tell the Django where our new user model is. So that's now in to do dot my user over here. And this should now work without stress. Now this creates a file for it. Let me just go to the file.
Sorry.
Go on,
Before we
ask.
should, do we join? Like, are we going to join after, like, when it ends?
Oh wow. You know what? Let me drop in new links your on Slack and what you doing again. I didn't even keep track of that. Sorry. Let me put a new link now. Uh, Let me just get this. But I'm so exhausted now. Okay. Let me wait for that to join as well. Oh, there you go. Yes, yes, let's just continue from here. I was saying earlier, so when we modify the app user, we also have to tell Django what we're using as our new user, and that's what we do here. So our auth user model is now this. So like you can decide to create your own user from scratch, but that means that you use out on Django's default auth features. So most of the time we are just do this like So you can create your own custom user while also maintaining.
That's true.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, your screen. You're not showing your screen.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, so I say yes. So when you modify like when you subtract the previous model, I using this now, Django still tries to look for this user here because it doesn't know where our new user model is. So this tells Django where our new hot user model is, and this way we we will not lose out on all of Django's built-in built-in hot tools. So like so this is just reference your app name. So that's the folder you to do. Then the class name, my user. That's just it. The app name, then the username, then the user model itself. That is my user. Now even after let me go to now. This is our migration file for that model. As you can see now, it's creating what it does doing is it's creating a model for us with these fields. As you can see. Now we can see as we have an ID field here, even though we didn't write it down because this is the default. So all fields have an ID field by default. Then things like password, last login, super user, and username, like all let's say from everything from here to here. Then plus groups and user permissions. These are default for your auto user model. Okay, so like when we are creating an auto user model, like using Django's abstract class, all these fields are also included with it as well. So password, last login, super user, username, and all that. Meanwhile, this ID comes with every single field. So even if you create your own field from scratch, you will have this ID field there for you. So that's just by the way. Then if we go back to our admin dashboard, we won't see any change, and that is because we didn't add that model to our admin.py. The desktop on the server. Okay, I did. Okay. What is this? Can't be debugging this one again.
I think you haven't migrated yet.
Thank you. But since I'll just delete the migrate from scratch. Let me migrate this again. Let me create super user again. Let's see this. Okay, let me on the server again. Okay, so now this should work fine. I notice that we don't have a user model here at all. That's because we didn't add it to our admin.py file over here. So I'll do that again. I'm trying to remember. So we first have to import the model. Yes, so that we will do from model.py, or let's make it an absolute reference. So I'll say from to do dot models import my user, And now say right here, and now say site this side register. Let me see. Okay, admin site register. Okay, yeah. This now be the name of the model itself, my user. So now what you do is that this now add this model for it to your admin dashboard over here. Let me just save it out and reload this. Now we have the users table here under our app called to do over here. So that is how that file works. That is what this file does for us. It just adds our app to our admin dashboard. When we click on the user, we can also see all our users. We can delete them. We can delete. You can choose to delete everything in one go. That is just basic UI. We can create a new user from the dashboard itself over here. But let's just see what our current user has right now. So password, last login, superuser status, all of the staff status active, email, first name, last name, years of study, basically. So this is what we want. That just basic so far. Now you notice that you're seeing PK something, PK, PBK, whatever. Even though I didn't type this, I clearly didn't type this. So what happens is that Django hashes your passwords for you. Like whenever you create whenever you create a password for a user or something, Django hashes that password so that even if you check someone's password, like you can't know what it is because if you type this to log in, it won't work. Yeah, so this is basically just a hash of someone's password, nothing more, nothing else. Yeah, so this is just your very basic user model. There's nothing so complex about this. So let me see if we can get something more complex. Let me get a basic. Let me show you the example. Okay. Let me go back to this. I don't want to do view sets now. View set is too much. Okay, let me just use the Django model. Okay, I've done this. Let me see. I've touched this. I've touched this. Creating models. Okay, let me use this. With microtransfers. Let me just use this. So now this is an example of writing models. So basically import this modules class from Django. Then so now all models are classes in Django basically. Yeah, so all your models are classes. Yeah, so class model. Then this is your field question text. So here's the chat field. Now this is published dates. So this is a datetime field. Yeah, so model.datetime field. This published. Yeah, then question. Okay, oh, do you guys know about foreign keys or many to many keys or like, any key relationships at all?
Yeah, I know it's an
Okay, fine. That's cool. So a foreign key is basically a one-to-many relationship. Now what this is saying is that this it can have multiple choices, but each choice can have just one question. So that's what we did. So this video just links this model to this question. So because that every choice can have only one question, but it can have multiple choices. That is this. Then this undelete here, what this does is that when you delete a question, then all of these questions choices will also be deleted. That is what this does. So on the delete cascade, delete on delete equals model cascade. So that's what it does. So once you delete a question, then all its choices.
Oh, you said about on delete.
Yeah. So what this means is that when you delete a question, then all the choices that are linked to it will also be deleted. That's what this is doing here. Do you get that?
No.
Oh,
You
okay.
said
Let me give you an example now. So let's say I create a question. Let me call it what is your name? And I give four options: Zainab, Isel, and Jude. Now, my database, if I delete what is your name, it also deletes Zainab trace, Isel trace, and Jude trace. That's what it does. Do you
oh,
get?
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what it does. You just delete every trace or every model that is linked to it as a foreign key because of this option here. That's what
Yeah.
it does.
Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
sure. Then trace text also got another character field, votes integer field. So this is just a default value. So if per se like the person didn't give a value, just use the default of 0 here. Let me just copy and paste it. I already have that. Let me just paste this value. Now let me make my go short again. Oh yeah, I'm not stop this every time. Then once again, I need to make my preference. Yeah, so if you check our navigation file again, the same thing. So we created this model for us, created this model for us. Then when we now migrate this, so you should see it show up in the database over here. Let me refresh this. I didn't register them. Encryption and trace. Admin website. Let's register. Question. Trace. Can do this or can choose make it a so this works too. But see, it's just your choice, not important. I'm just putting it as an optional for all of gamers. Right. So now if you see it show up in our modules now. So that is reality. I'm going to create one from our library over here. So let me just use the choose the one. So I get one. Ah, this is very ugly name. So this is, but I don't like the way this looks. So let me change this. I think you define it as a string. I think I know it's if this is going to be string method. Let me check. Yeah, string method, I was right. Now what this does is it lets you change what name will be showing you. So like the DRF shows model object then one, but this looks very bland. Doesn't really make sense to me. I have to change it to something else. Let's say let's call this question. I don't even see that make it an thing. Let's call it question text. Self dot question text. So now this way, once we create a model here and check for it here, what will be here is this not what was there before, not that question object one. So like this makes it more easy to like just makes more sense this way. Yeah. And like you can like add more things. You can also add like say um the ID as well. So self.id as well. If you would like to do that. I should see the ID name added there. It's a very probably way to do this. Yeah. So it depends on you. So like that just one because like I can change on your own. Yeah. Let's resume with this. Okay. And activating windows this. So we've covered this, we've covered this, we've covered all of that. Okay, then mind the previous shell. Let's not touch this for now. It won't make much sense right now. It won't make much sense. Let's touch it. It makes sense. Let's touch it. No, let me just create multiple objects here. How would I let's just now and save this right here. So now we have two objects in our database. So let me do this. So now Python manage.py shell. Now what it does is that this creates a shell for us like your Python shell, like when you do Python tree, so something similar to that. Now from the we can now import our Django models and that classes into this shell. And something like from to do dot models import
Python manage
dot
py
py.
shell.
Yes.
Yeah. We use normal Python, like the normal Python command in our Visual Studio Code, like the shell. So to just display this instead of writing this Python manage.py.
Uh, like it won't
Um
work for us doing because like this like that one can't import Django classes.
oh
Yeah. Now what I'm putting here this is from our Django project. Yes. And it works fine. Like that is why we have this Django show. Yeah. Get but like all your Python commands will work here fine, like just as fine. But this is plus your Django classes as well and like other Django unique stuff.
okay.
Yeah. Now we also touch a bit of Django's ORM chart. So that is object relational mapper. Yeah, so that is so it's um like SQL but SQL like SQL but it's not SQL. So like Django has its ORM that helps us query our DB in easier ways. So without this, like we're about to write raw SQL but thanks to this we don't have to. Something like, let me see, let me just say this equals to question. So I misspelled that. If I see me dot object dot all, this will list all the objects we have in our DB for this object in particular. So what I did there, I said question means equals to question object. I said question dot object dot all. So I basically called all our objects for question out. Yes, that is it. If you compare it now. So this is for our question. You have just two objects here. How old are you and what's your name? And then is this. What's your name? And how old are you? So we have multiple methods. Like you can see question, let me see, object dot filter, filter. Let me see the filter. So let me see dot all, then dot first. So this is basically the first object for our question model. What is your name? It also has a dot last. And it can also filter by something. So let's say what you can also try to filter by a field. Yeah. So what field do you have? Let me see. ID is equals to 2. That is the second one that we have here. The ID is 2. Try to filter by name is equals to how old are you? How old are you? What happened? Let me see. Then question text. Sorry. It should be question text. So it gets that particular object. Let me edit this. And this is about working with. Let me edit this. So it's annoying. Let me just go up. Let me write this command again. Now this is me filtering by a particular field in our model that we defined earlier. Question text. Yeah. So now, but the issue right now is that this is just an exact filtering. So if I should remove one character, it won't work. So this will turn an empty query set over here. So that's why we have some extra features like contains. Now this doesn't have to be exact. So even though we didn't add the question mark, it still got it still got this object because it contains these characters. You get? Let me remove this. Do you get that,
Yes.
okay, yeah. So we have multiple like that. So like that just the basics of how Django's ORM works. So nothing so complex about that. Then what again? Let's see. Django view. I don't want to touch views today. I want to touch views today. Then let me go back to URLs. Then the URLs, as I said earlier, this is why you can even access our admin page to begin with. So like if you remove this, then this won't work anymore. So this still works right now. But okay, let's say if I name this to A, example now. This won't work. So it's saying that you can't find this part admin to do this. That's the usual pattern that is saying is A. That's because we named this admin to this. If you make this completely, it will find anything at all. Yeah, see. Let me take this back. Let me just make this E. Then let me name this to E. And this should work fine again. Yeah, so this can be changed. Yeah, so this is just the part itself. Then this is our admin route. So this is just coming from the Django though. So you don't have to worry about this too much. So the main thing is that you'll be adding yourself basically. But this is your usual file structure in Django.